Chapter 3, The Golden Finger. It's that woman's voice. She's back again. He didn't expect her to come to me like this, but judging from the noise, it seems like there's someone else with her. He hid on a slope and concealed himself with tree branches. After quickly placing the last branch, he heard a sound coming from not far away. He dared not move and leaned against the slope, blending into the night. Qian looked around. Where is he? If I'm not mistaken, this is the place. Liu Yichuan bent down and picked up a leaf from the ground. It had a few drops of blood on it. He followed the blood stains and soon found a large pool of blood. This is his blood. He's not dead. Qian exclaimed almost joyfully. As long as he wasn't dead, that meant they wouldn't have to bear any legal responsibility. Liu Yichuan glanced at her, and Qian covered her mouth. Was she being too excited? She quickly changed the subject. Where do you think he went? Maybe he went to steal something from the village. Liu Yichuan rolled his eyes at her. Do you think everyone is as stupid as you? Zhang Feng, hiding in the shadows, felt like he'd been insulted. Now everyone hides their valuables very well. Not only is it impossible to steal anything, but if you get caught. Now is a time of scarcity. How could anyone let go of a stranger like him? Zhang Feng broke out in a cold sweat. Yes, if he were caught, he would probably lose his life here. He doesn't know what that bitch said to this man. If he comes to settle scores with him, he can't win. A wise man doesn't fight a losing battle. He'd better not stay in this village and take his wife and children to escape the famine. Liu Yichuan looked around the area again and saw that it did indeed look like a fight. He figured he wouldn't get much truth out of her if he asked her anything more. Next time he catches her doing something wrong, he'll definitely kick her out of the house. Seeing that he didn't seem to intend to pursue the matter further, Qian secretly breathed a sigh of relief. She had finally gotten through this ordeal. Tonight had truly been a close call. As soon as she returned to her room and lay down on the bed in the dark, a tiny figure crawled over, startling her so much that she almost kicked it. But her body's instincts held her back, and a small figure appeared in her mind, the original owner's son. Mommy Tilda Littlebow whimpered and climbed onto her. Qian was a little at a loss, clumsily holding her adopted son. The child, snuggled up to a familiar person and smelled a familiar scent, immediately fell into a deep sleep again. Qian put Xiao Bao aside and lay down next to him, only then having time to think about her current situation. She was the youngest child in her family, with 2 older brothers. She was pampered from a young age and was also spoiled by her husband after marrying into the Liu family. She never suffered any hardship. However, since the original owner's husband passed away and her father-in-law injured his leg, the family's quality of life has plummeted. After only a month of this somewhat difficult period, the original owner couldn't take it anymore and decided to return to her parents' home for protection. In previous years, when there was no drought, her family would have taken her in, but things are different now. Due to the drought, the autumn millet harvest is not plentiful. Supporting a family of more than 10 people is already difficult enough. There is simply no way to support her and Xiaobao as well. So he could only helplessly advise her, wait a little longer at your husband's house. In 3 years, Yihang's land and property will be yours. Before leaving, he gave the female protagonist a small bag of grain. The original owner could only take the grain back with her, thinking that she could just endure it. But instead of getting better, life became increasingly difficult, and under the peddler's deliberate enticement, he began to have other ideas. Qian couldn't help but sigh. The original owner had really squandered a good hand. The peddler, with his handsome appearance and silver tongue, had actually tricked the original owner into eloping. However, the mistake had only just occurred, and there was still time to make amends. If your family is a bit poor, then work hard to earn money and improve your life. However, it seems the world is experiencing a drought that is rare in a century. Should we stockpile supplies at this time? The original owner's family's food reserves were running low, and there were no new crops growing in the fields. At present, the only way to obtain food was to rely on the mountains and buy it. The original owner's brother-in-law, Liu Yichuan, and father-in-law, Liu Hanping, were originally hunters who often went into the mountains to hunt. However, now only Liu Yichuan goes into the mountains, and he is hunting less and less prey and becoming thinner and thinner. Food is in short supply everywhere, so food prices must be soaring. Other transmigrators have spiritual springs and systems. I wonder if she does. Gu Qian tried calling out in her mind, "System, shop." As soon as the words were uttered, a mechanical female voice rang out, "Welcome to the mall." At the same time, a small page appeared in front of me. The mall offers a wide variety of items, including food, medicine, and tools, and also has a purchase function. Great! With the mall at my fingertips, how can I not survive in this other world? I truly am the chosen one. Gu Qian was enjoying her shopping trip, basking in the joy of having a cheat code. She even went so far as to browse the food category, which was currently the most in-demand item. 220 coins a pound for brown rice, and 400 coins a pound for polished rice. Gu Qian stared wide-eyed in the darkness, making sure she wasn't mistaken. In the original owner's memory, the current price of grain in the county town was only 100 coins a pound. How could it be so much more expensive? Suddenly, I felt like I had a fishbone stuck in my throat. It was so uncomfortable. This golden finger thing felt so vague. I should check the local market price again tomorrow. The commotion last night kept Gu Qian awake until late morning, and she was woken up by Xiao Bao. "Mommy, I'm hungry, Tilda." Xiao Bao's voice was sweet and timid, forcing Gu Qian to wake up from her sleep. Sunlight shone through the paper window, warming her and making her feel comfortable. She didn't want to move at all. She buried her head under the covers to block out the sounds outside and tried to fall asleep again. Xiao Bao hesitated when he saw his mother covered with the blanket. His mother didn't like being woken up when she was sleeping, but he had just gone out to tell his grandmother that he was hungry. His grandmother had just given him some water, patted his head, and said, "Wait until your mother gets up before you eat." I didn't eat much last night, and now I'm really hungry. My stomach is rumbling. Even if Gu Qian covered herself with the blanket, it would be difficult for her to fall back asleep after being woken up. So she simply lifted the blanket, pinched Xiao Bao's soft face, and gave him a big kiss before stopping. "I'll forgive you this time because you're so cute." Xiao Bao giggled. His mother seemed different today. If it were in the past, she would have gotten angry long ago if he disturbed her sleep. He liked his mother like this, and imitating Gu Qian, gave her a kiss in return. "Mommy, I'm hungry, Tilda," Xiao Bao said coquettishly. His mother seemed very easy to talk to now. Gu Qian was almost melted by his sweet little voice, and pinched the two little tufts on his head. "Your cheap mother will go find you something to eat." She quickly got dressed, picked up her baby, and went out. In the courtyard, the original owner's mother-in-law was sewing shoe soles, while Liu Yichuan was sharpening arrowheads. When he saw Gu Qian come out, he turned his head and glanced at her. Although his face was expressionless, Gu Qian felt that it was full of contempt and disdain.